day, this is all going to go away. I can 100% guarantee that I'm not going to be convicted of any of these crimes, that these orders are absolutely going to be stayed, and there is definitely some major things.
Busted. Bullhorn Betty serves a message to JLR investigations, says Sumner County, Tennessee runs deep in corruption. Ugh. Miss Betty calls JLR a 3-time federal felon, says he was in federal prison, and then walked it back and said federal medical hospital because she believes he's not all there. The topic brought up Gabby Petito's father, Joseph, as yesterday was the anniversary of his daughter's passing, but Betty went into how apparently he had threats from JLR in the past. She continued to complain about her interactions with Jonathan Lee Richards and how she plans to take him to court and sue him for harassment. She addressed her audience of 1,242 people to make and file a report against him and anyone who has been harassing them by groups, communities, or people that have done such things to her, to them, in a way insinuating she needs an army, as she told them to do so and forward her the report information and filing number to band together. Bullhorn Betty had been arrested over the weekend, and soon as she was released, she hopped on a live. A few days later, she went live this morning on August 28th to address her concerns and anger towards her supporters about what also happened this weekend and those regarding the Sebastian Rogers case that are not on the same side as her. She continued to admit that she is being investigated by the FBI due to YouTube drama and her involvement with those highlighted in the missing child's case. If you're waiting and looking for my opinion on her tactics and behaviors throughout the years, as she claims to be an advocate of human rights and a person of support for those families with missing loved ones, she has been nothing but inappropriate and unprofessional. She not only causes a ruckus and chaos everywhere she goes, and every case she touches has moments of investigation going to shit because of her tampering and mudding up the waters. She wasted no time in looking to so-called raise money and call to action for crowdfunding during this live. As I listened and watched, her reporters in the chat cheered her on, and some even said their offerings of how much they plan to share and send her way. Over the years, she raised so-called money from her viewers, but the amounts spent on the actual cause and need seem to be a bit mysterious, as she never really shows the act events or actual proof and results, turnouts, or donations. I would love to be able to travel and do more advocacy work for all of you to follow along and help spread awareness, but costs are sometimes out of my range and budget. Man, let's not even get into that. When all you do, when you do send in a super chat and super sticker, they go straight back into the channel. When you send a direct Cash App or Venmo donation, those go towards my travels, gas, tolls, etc. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes towards my personal needs, such as like my allergy and autoimmune disease medications, to keep me going and bring you along for the ride in my life. If you're going to send a donation or like a content creator tip, make sure you know where it goes. And if it is claimed to be going towards a certain cause, make sure there's proof or your promise is being brought forward. In this case, Betty has used money to get her name out there more than to thank who she is supposedly grateful to, such as like law enforcement. In her recent live, she spoke out and made jabs at not only her enemies, but Hendersonville, Tennessee, and Sumner County. This seems to be her MO and how she creates more content yearly after covering certain cases. It's funny that towards one part of her live, she claims that she never threatened anyone before, but about 5 minutes prior to that, she was saying that she threatened JLR before, thinking it would stop him from what she claims he is doing to her. Then she doubled down on hating on other content creators by saying how many made videos about the case and her arrest and how they are all bottom feeders and lying to their audiences. This was uncalled for, as she herself throws herself into situations to get main headlines. Yet when people discussed how she was arrested for being there when the family have a restraining order on her and claims they are the ones that are wrong, that's when I have to jump in. She clearly wants to confront and condition YouTube viewers to keep her front and channel afloat after this type of mishap. Betty said that these other channels discussing her are the ones that make investigations for LE worse and a mess. Girl, no, that's what you kind of do. You went somewhere where you're not supposed to and not wanted by most family members.